Are you starting to receive those texts? Am I late? Should I wait? Do you have a date? With all the craziness going on today, it's difficult to know when a good buying opportunity arises in Bitcoin. In this video, we're going to break down why not only are you not late, but now might be the best time to buy Bitcoin. I'm Oceans. This is Beyond Bitcoin. Stick around to the end of this video and let's let the ever-growing enthusiasm about Bitcoin begin. Is he being sarcastic? Whether you're new to this class or a seasoned beef-eating maxi, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of the news cycle or be unable to determine what is noise and what is signal. When you get those text messages from friends, or if you're the one sending those text messages, these conversations imply a few questions. Am I too late? Should I wait until Bitcoin's price drops? These questions come from a place of uncertainty and a desire to time the market. Here's where this model of thinking falls short. In the case of am I too late? There's a plethora of data that suggests that regardless of when you buy, if you hold long enough, Bitcoin's price will climb well beyond your initial buying position. Here's a great example from Glassnode that gives us insight into the behaviors of addresses over time. This chart shows us from Bitcoin's inception to its current valuation, the number of addresses holding Bitcoin for a certain period of time. As you can see, as the price climbs, that's the little black line that cuts through the rainbow. The darker, colder colors representing longer periods of holding Bitcoin are pushing down warmer colors, which represent shorter periods of holding Bitcoin. Now, I'm no analyst, right? At one step ahead, 1857. But what this chart is telling me is that almost 20% of the supply is being held in addresses that have been dormant for over 10 years. The more and more the price appreciates, the longer people are holding. And the inverse is true as well, as there is a gradual decline in the addresses holding Bitcoin for shorter periods of time. The longer you hold, the more you are rewarded. So it makes sense to get some now and hold it for as long as you can.
How do you expect the asset to continue a price increase at these levels that we've seen? I mean, can it keep that up over the next 5 years, over the next 10 years? And at what point do we see, winter coming again? Because that's been a permanent fixture of this asset class, right? It's gone from 0 or 1,000 to 20, and then back down to 3 or 4, and then up to 50, and then back down to 15, and now up to 110. Like, when does it drop again?
Winter's not coming back. We're past that. We're past that phase. If Bitcoin's not going to zero, it's going to $1 million. And you have all the evidence you need to determine that, right? The President of the United States has determined he supports Bitcoin. The cabinet supports Bitcoin. Scott Bessent supports Bitcoin. Paul Atkins has shown himself to be an enthusiastic believer of Bitcoin and digital assets. Quintez at CFTC feels the same way. The banks are going to custody Bitcoin. Bitcoin has gotten through its riskiest period. The accounting has been corrected. There's now only 450 Bitcoin a day available for sale by natural sellers. That's the miners. At this level, that works out to about $50 million of Bitcoin available for sale every day. If that $50 million is bought, then the price has got to move up to find any seller that's price sensitive. Now, if you do the math, you'll actually see the Bitcoin treasury companies by themselves are buying the entire natural supply.
Yeah. BlackRock
and the ETFs are buying another measure of that. And we've got nation-state actors coming into the space. So I think when Bitcoin rallies, if it surges to 500,000 or $1 million, then maybe we could talk about it crashing down by $200,000 a coin. But at the current price levels, it only takes $50 million to turn the entire drive shaft of the crypto economy one turn. And you've got the Trump Media Organization announcing $2.5 billion. You've got GameStop announcing $500 million. You've got my company that's raising billions and billions of dollars. So the writing is on the wall. Bitcoin's moving higher.
The evidence to buy Bitcoin is backed up by another one of my favorite bullish charts.
Bullish charts.
Before we go to that, I have a question to ask you. Are you prepared for what? These past few years have been crazy for natural disasters, solar flares, and power grid failures. How exactly can I prepare for all that? When your lines of communication are cut by traditional means, sat123.com is there. Sat123.com offers a variety of satellite phones, Faraday bags, and power solutions for those times of crisis, so you can reach your loved ones or your local agencies in time of need. Put down that cup of coffee and go to sat123.com. Use promo code SIMPLY for 15% off of your purchase. Now, that's pretty good. Disaster comes at you fast, but with sat123.com, you'll be prepared. Okay, we're back. And I wanted to show you one of those go-to charts when I'm feeling depressed or lonely. And that's the Bitcoin percent supply in profit chart, which basically tells you how much of the current supply is in profit. If you look at this red line here, we can see that more often than not, Bitcoin bought at any time frame is most likely in profit. In fact, according to this chart by Mesmer data, we are currently at 97.5% of the supply of Bitcoin in profit. This means that out of all the Bitcoin that's in circulation, 97% of it is in profit since its purchase. Over a long enough timeline, Bitcoin's value in dollar terms continues to climb due to all its amazing value propositions: the 21 million cap, instant global settlement, protection from debasement, and the complete unearthing of status quo culture. More and more people are studying it, understanding its properties, dipping toes, or diving in altogether, and this chart is telling us that 97% of the time that Bitcoin has been around, you will be in profit at whatever price you buy if you hold long enough.
I don't think Bitcoin is volatile if you're an investor. If you're a hodler, if your time horizon is 1 year, or if it's 1 year, you're a short-term investor. You can find like 2 or 3 times in the last decade when it wasn't great, but it wasn't awful. If your time horizon is 4 years, you can't find a time when it wasn't working. So I think, just a normal, ordinary, responsible investor with a 4-year time horizon will look at it and say, this is very boring, right? It's exciting if you're a trader or a journalist, and if you're on Twitter, and if you want the news to change every day, like people, and I feel like on Twitter, we've got a hyper-inflammatory, like a high-speed, short time preference, like I have to have an opinion every day or every week or every month. And that means everybody's always generating news. And they're all, like, if I take anybody on the world, and if I take a microscope, and I zoom in, and a magnifying glass, and I zoom in by a factor of 1,000, I'll eventually find a blemish. Like if you look at Bitcoin trading every week, you'll find a blemish. If you look at it every day, you'll find more. If you look at it every hour, you'll find more. If you look at it every minute, you'll find plenty. But if you zoom out to a decade or 5 years, then you'll have a different view. I really take issue with everybody that attempts to apply some statistical model. I'm not a trader. By the way, to be clear, trading is speculation, and traders see the world in short-term moves, and they're always and maybe traders love volatility, and traders love controversy, and traders love this debate because it creates that volatility. But this is an engineering issue for me. This is the year is 1910. People are wiring their houses with electricity. And you're asking me at what point I'm going to turn my electricity off, or you're telling me how eventually people are going to get tired of electricity. And then you're telling me that wouldn't I really want to convert back to horse and buggy and manual labor to take some off the table because electricity is a scary speculative thing. And I'm like, no, it's running water, it's electricity, it's automobiles. It's not a fad, it's the future. It's not a bubble, it's capital flow. When all the money is leaving the peso going to the dollar, that's not a bubble in the dollar. That's capital flight from a collapsing asset or a collapsing currency that people have lost confidence in.
Now, I want to go back to that original text. Should I buy Bitcoin now, or should I wait until it drops next week? This comes with the notion that you can time the market, and that your Bitcoin bro or your crypto friend, whoever you're texting with, knows what's going to happen with the market, but we don't. We just don't know what lies ahead for this industry. We had no idea that the incoming administration would be so pro-Bitcoin, just like we had no idea that FTX would blow up. Volatility is a feature of this asset class, not a bug, and it requires conviction and patience to keep your head in the game. Waiting a week as opposed to buying today, is betting that Bitcoin has further to fall in the short term, allowing you to scoop up more sats when it does. But what if it doesn't fall next week? What if it takes a month or a year? Or worse, what if it never falls to the prices you were waiting for ever again? Do you have the patience, resilience, and knowledge to time the market like that? Does the fluctuation of a few $1,000s in price really determine whether you should buy or not? With this kind of mentality, you risk always being on the sidelines, always missing the opportunity because you're waiting for the right opportunity. That's why I always answer these texts in the same way. Study Bitcoin, understand its implications, and buy at any price that you possibly can, when you can, and put it in cold storage. Remember, it's going up forever, Laura. Thank you guys for watching, but real quick, are you ready to take the plunge and buy some Bitcoin? Or better yet, would you like to mine it and get all the extra benefits of Bitcoin that's mined yourself? With Sazmining.com, you don't have to wire up a warehouse or babysit humming rigs.
You don't?
No. They place your ASICs on renewable-powered farms, handle the maintenance, and stream the sats straight to your wallet, so you're stacking and not stressing. Think of it as a set-it-and-forget-it DCA. Every block adds a little more sound money you earn, not bought. And with no counterparty telling you,
sorry, this service is unavailable.
Stop waiting for next week and go to Sazmining.com and book a call with one of their expert team members and start mining today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this content, you want to see more, make sure you hit that like button below, or you can subscribe to the Simply Bitcoin channel for more content like this. We're coming out with it every single day. Can you believe it? Daily Bitcoin content. Wow. Man, pump it into my veins. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Anyway, I'm Oceans. This is Beyond Bitcoin. Until next time. Why? What will be next time? No. I mean like until next time. Until we meet again. You know.